Good morning, guys. How are you? Welcome back. It's Tuesday, May 26th. Hope you all had a great weekend. Hope you had um, a nice, relaxing time, not doing any work. I hope you enjoyed your day off because I did. It was great to have an extra day just to relax and not have to run to my computer. So I'm excited to be back, excited to see you guys, excited to talk to you guys. And we're going to jump right into our work. Now, please keep in mind, today is Tuesday. Typically, you get introduced to your spelling words on Monday. But since we were off yesterday, you're being introduced to your spelling words today. You still are having your quiz on Friday, which only leaves 4 days for studying as opposed to the normal 5. So please make sure you're practicing your words and spelling and your spelling words this week because, like I said, it is a short week. So we're going to get right into our spelling words first, okay? Now, our spelling words this week have the oi sound, okay? Those are the two sounds that we are working on, oi, and we spell them two different ways. We spell them oi and we spell them oy, and those are called diphthongs, okay? It's a diphthong. I mean, you don't have to necessarily remember that. I just want you to know that that's what it's called. So we have OI, and when we see OI, that says oi, okay? That's what I want you to focus on, oi. When I put that L there, that's oil, oil, okay? So that's what this word is, oil, oil, okay? And remember, this is the sound that we're really focusing on this week, OI, but then we're also going to spell it OY. Okay, so this is oil. Now I'm going to use that same ending, oil, so we know that this is going to be a rhyming word because it has the same ending, it has the same sound. So this says oil. If I put an S in front of it, it becomes soil, like we need soil to plant. So my oi sound is in the middle. Okay, now I'm going to use my oil again, but I'm going to put B in front of it and it becomes boil. Okay, then I'm going to use my oil again, but here I have boil. Here I'm going to use B again, but this time I'm going to use a B blend, BR. So BR says bruh, so this is bruh oil, broil. Okay, now I'm still going to use my OI, but I'm going to change the ending. It's not going to be oil. It's going to be, so let's look at this. Oin, oint. This says oi, oin, oint. Put a P in front of it. It says point. Okay? And then my last one, I'm going to put it over here because I think it's difficult for you to see down there. That still says oi. Now this word is a little tricky. Okay? So this says ois. Okay? And the reason that this is tricky is because it has an SE, but it sounds like the letter Z. It sounds like Z. And then I put an N in front of it, it becomes noise. Like the noise is too much for me. Noise. Okay? And then I have, again, my oi. Okay? But this time I'm adding ST to the end. Oist, oist. If I put M in front of it, it becomes moist, moist. And if something is moist, it's kind of wet, okay? So moist, okay? Now our last O-I word is oi, and then it has C-E, and this says ois. Then I'm going to put my C-H digraph, and we know CH digraph says ch. So this is ch, ois, choice. Okay, choice. So these are all of our OI words. Now you know we're doing OI words. So we have 8 words that are OI spelled with the OI. Then we have 2 words that are spelled O-Y. Still says oi. Still has the same sound, okay? O-I says oi. O-Y says oi. So this says oi. If I put a T in front of it, it becomes toy. Okay? And then our last one says oi again. Hold on. Make sure you can see this last word. If I put a J in front of it, that becomes joy. But our actual word is E-N, enjoy. Enjoy. If you enjoy something, you like it, or you're having fun doing it, enjoy. So please keep in mind, this week our spelling words are not the easiest words, okay? We have some kind of difficult spelling words. So just remember, we're focusing on O-I and O-Y, which says oi for this week, okay? So our words are not the easiest words this week, okay? So you have to make sure you keep practicing them, because a lot of these words, if you try to stretch them out and sound them out, you're not going to hear the letters that are there, okay? All right, so we're moving on to high frequency words. We're moving into second grade high frequency words now, okay? Large, L-A-R-G-E, large, which is a synonym for, you guessed it, big. Kind, K-I-N-D, kind. Picture, P-I-C-T-U-R-E, picture. Now, this is another word that might be a little difficult to spell, okay? Picture, picture, okay? You can kind of hear sounds that aren't really there, so we need to make sure that we're practicing these words all week, because they are a little difficult. Like I said, these are second grade high frequency words. Went, W-E-N-T, went. Change, C-H-A-N-G-E, change. Study, S-T-U-D-Y, study. Okay, tricky word, stud-E. We hear an E sound, but there is not an E. There's a Y that makes the E sound at the end of this word, okay? Years, Y-E-A-R-S, years. And could, C-O-U-L-D, could. Okay, so please, those are your new words for the week. And let's get right into our assignments for the day. Okay, so we have our first thing is independent reading as normal, okay? That's usually our first thing that we do. We're doing our independent reading. Read a book for 15 minutes. Talk to someone about it. Go to Raz Kids. The feedback that I'm getting from Raz Kids is that everyone really, really, really loves it, okay? Because they have a ton of books, and they're really exciting books. They're colorful books, so please go on to Raz Kids so you can read those books. First assignment, reading, independent reading. Begin your log. Write down the name of the book, the date, number of pages. Remember, that should take you about 15 minutes tops. Then we're moving on to assignment number 2, which is spelling. Okay, your spelling for today, you are practicing your words, but you're writing them 3 times each, okay? If you write each word 3 times each, that's a total of 30 words. You should be able to finish that in 10 to 15 minutes. So if you're sitting down, remember, I said the key thing is you are expected to work every single day, because you are still in school even though you are at home. However, you are not supposed to sit in front of the computer all day long. That's not work for a first grader, okay? So you did your independent reading, now you've done your science, and you should have spent about maybe a half an hour working so far, okay? So those are your first 2 assignments. Then we are moving on to your story. Your story this week, you are going to listen to the read aloud, Little Red Riding Hood. And before we left school, one of the last stories we were focusing on before we left school was Little Red Riding Hood. But remember, we talked about the fact that there are many different versions of Little Red Riding Hood. And what that means is there are different ways that the story take place and different ways that the story might end, okay? There's probably the same characters, maybe even the same setting, but some things might be a little different, okay? So you're going to listen to this version of Little Red Riding Hood. And the author of this particular book, this book is done with watercolor paint. So when you look at the pictures, you should be able to see the pictures and see that they look a little bit different from some pictures in our other books. Okay, they're still pictures, but it's the type of paint that they were drawn with. It's called watercolor paint. So it makes these pictures a little bit distinct or a little unique. Okay, so look at those when you are listening to the story. Okay, so you're going to, you're going to listen to that story, and then you are going to answer the questions that I have in the assignment. There's 2 questions. What did Little Red Riding Hood's mother warn her about? So if she's warning her, it means she's telling her something that she needs to be aware of, okay? She's warning her. So if you're answering this question, what did Little Red Riding Hood's mother warn her about? Remember, you need to restate the question, and then you need to write a complete sentence as your answer. So the question is, what did Little Red Riding Hood's mother warn her about? You are going to say, Little Red Riding Hood's mother warned her about, and finish the sentence. That is what's called restating the question. So when you restate, you actually use part of my question in your answer, okay? And you kind of just fill in the blank. Then the second question is, did Little Red Riding Hood listen to her mother? So for this, you really are not going to do too much restating. You're just going to tell me whether she listened to her mother, but then explain. So if you think she did listen to her mother, you're going to say Little Red Riding Hood listened to her mother because, and tell me what she did. If you don't think Little Red Riding Hood listened to her mother, you're going to say Little Red Riding Hood did not listen to her mother because, okay? And you're using evidence from the story, okay? Not cheating. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to refer back to the text. Even though you don't have the text in front of you, you have it on your computer, so go back through the story. Use the text to find your answers. I'm not asking you to make up answers. Everything that you need is right in that story, okay? So that's the third thing you're doing. Then for your fourth, you're doing your journal writing. My favorite hobby is blank because. So I'm giving you the prompt, which means I'm giving you your opening. I'm giving you your first sentence. My favorite hobby is sewing because I love to make new things. That's just an example, but that would be your opening. Now, in your actual paragraph, you are going to tell me the reasons why you love sewing. I just chose sewing. You don't have to choose sewing. You're going to tell me what your favorite hobby is. Your hobby is something you like to do in your free time, something that makes you happy, okay? So you're going to tell me all of the reasons why you like to do whatever it is that you have chosen, okay? And then at the end, you're going to write a closing. So if I said my favorite hobby is sewing because I like to make new things, my closing, after I give you all my reasons, would be something like, these are all of the reasons why I love to sew, or this is why I love sewing, okay? So that's pretty much what the closing would be, okay? Now, also remember that you must get on iReady and Core 5, okay? I didn't check all of your tests this weekend because I was trying to give myself a little break. I did do a couple, and I also definitely did put your iReady and your Core 5 scores in. So remember, you don't have to do anything for that, but I go into iReady, I go into Core 5, and based on your usage, which means how many minutes you got on Core 5 and iReady for the week, I give you a grade, okay? So if you got on for your 60 minutes, you get a 100. If you got on less than that, your score goes down each time, okay? So that's an easy way to get a 100 for your classwork. Please make sure you're doing that, okay? Your video is posted here for the story. I'm also posting a song for OI and OY for the OI sound, just something to give you a little enjoyment, something you might like. as soon as I can.